Alright, I want to walk you through how to use MyMathLab in this class and what you're looking at. Up here at the top you'll see a running calendar. So as you go through, it will have due dates for you. So when I go into September, you'll see these little notations like your orientation quizzes do. The forum won't be in here because that's something that I added and it's customized. So you're still responsible for those forums. Here also you have the tests and homework that are coming up and how long you have. You'll find your announcements in this area here. They're the ones that I will be emailing to you weekly. If I have a quick announcement, sometimes you're still going to see them in here. You're still responsible for any announcements that I post. As you go down this home page, you have the progress on these things. Again, forums aren't here because that's something that I built in. The study plan is optional, so don't freak out. It's not a part of your grade if you don't do it, but it will tell you that you haven't worked on it. But again, that's optional. So as we scroll through here, this is what you should obviously you're already in Start here because you found this video. And so this is just an introduction. This chapter correlation is because if you bought the textbook through the bookstore, you will have a blue book and the chapters don't all line up. It's also noted in the course schedule. If you use the MyMathLab textbook, the ebook that's here under chapter contents, it's a white textbook and this is where those chapters will fall. When you click on homework, all of your homework is available to you. You have unlimited attempts, but again, you have specific due dates, and for every day that you're late after this due date, it's 2% off of your homework grade. When you click on the homework, you'll see all of these questions. Does seem like a lot, but realize that this is one chapter that has 6 different sections. So in a classroom setting, you'd be doing 120 problems versus the 26 that I have here. You can start anywhere. I'll just click on question 1. And I'm not going to be able to see it because I have my thing in the way. And so you'll have a help me solve button that will walk you through how to solve this, so you like input answers as you go. You can print these off when you're done if you want to. You have the view an example, which is like a PowerPoint that does not put input. It just walks you through how to do it and shows you what they're doing and gives you explanations with it. You have video that will correspond to the homework assignment. This will take you to the textbook page. You can always email me if you have a question. If you have rounding errors and you want credit for the problem, or you've worked it a million times and you don't understand what you're doing wrong. And then you also have the option to print. You can also print off the entire homework assignment by going up here to print, and it will allow you to do that. Or if you're back here on the homework page, if I can print it from there as well. Here's your quizzes and tests. Remember, you have 2 proctored exams, Unit 3 and the final. So I've thrown in some practice exams in here for you to have practice with. Notice you have an infinite number of attempts with those, but when you actually take the test with me or with your proctor, you will only have 1. Unlimited attempts on the orientation quiz, but after that you have 2 attempts for each test. And there are no makeups on these exams. You miss it, then we can count that as the test that you're going to drop. Here's your discussion forums. I've created a Wolfpack Den where you can go in, and if you just have any questions or concerns about the class, you want to set up a study group, you just simply hit respond. It'll bring up a place for you to post your question. What you're responsible for this first week is the introduction. So you will just click on the introduction, hit respond, and introduce yourself. And then you will also want to respond to other classmates. again, I've put the requirements up here. You have to post by Wednesday your introduction, and then you also need to respond to at least 2 other students by the due date, which is usually on Sunday night for forums. Late responses receive no credit. The forums do use Eastern time zone. You'll notice it when you post something, and I am aware of that. I don't have a way to change it. It's something we've dealt with for about a year now. The document sharing button is another copy of your syllabus and your course schedule, and then under each unit you'll find some quick guides that I may have made. These PDFs are the documents. So here I have a fraction, but it's a document. It has the lecture in it, but the examples are not filled in. So when you actually click on the PDF version, then that is where the examples have been filled in. So if you want to try them by yourself and then see how you do, you can do it that way. Again, the study plan is optional. It's a great feature if you want extra practice on any topics, or if you're preparing for a test and you want to see where your strengths and weaknesses are, then you just click on the chapter that you're working on, and maybe just to see how strong you are with equivalent fractions and decimals. And obviously there's a lot of problems, but like I said, it's optional, and a lot of students enjoy that continuous practice. Here's your grade book, and so you can review your answers. You can see how long you, or how many you have right. The homework you can actually start. So on that first homework where you had the 26 problems, if you have to go to work and you know you can only get a little bit done, you can start it and come back to it later, and it will save your work. With the exams, once you're in, you're in. If you get out, that counts as one of your attempts. If your computer shuts down on you, that counts as one of your attempts. So you definitely want to make sure that you're ready to take the test. You don't want to go up and use your back browsers. You don't want to open up anything else, because it does have a tendency to kick you out, which again will count as one of your attempts. Here's where you find your ebook. I'll make sure that that is open for you so that you can see the solutions manual, but it'll have everything that the textbook has so that you can go through it. If you, like I said, you don't have to purchase the textbook. Just having access to MyMathLab is required, because we do have the textbook available to us. Tools for Success usually has a lot of different tips for you. It has great calculator help. For this class, you don't need a graphing calculator. Just buying that TI-30X2S is plenty. $11, maybe $15 at Walmart. I don't think it's much more than $15. And then it does have some other nice sheets for you to be able to use. The multimedia library is where you can get video lectures. So if I'm in chapter 4 and I'm having trouble with time temperature, and I just hit select all, it'll show me the media that it has in order to help me. And the video lectures are created through the publisher, and they're very helpful. It's another way for you to get some help. So if you have any questions as you peruse through MyMathLab, don't hesitate to reach out and ask. If you ever have any problems with MyMathLab, you have a help and support up here in the corner. They will chat with you, or there's a phone number that I posted in the syllabus and in the orientation letter for you.